Okay, thanks everybody. Good morning. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and this is our Get Started call. So we do have a lot of new clients on here, and they're at various levels of understanding what our platform is about. And so this is a good call to get on here. So if you are new to us, I've asked everybody in the chat panel to sort of let me know how long you've been working with us, what your comfort level is with the system. Feel free to ask questions. And Wayne, you got a specific question about social media connections. That kind of question I would take to the support team and just say, hey, would you look at this and see what's going on? There can often be kind of connections because people have so many different accounts that you can have problems with that. But that's probably something, the support team can help you with. So let's talk about listings to leads at first so you understand what it is. It's a real estate advertising platform. It's going to help agents who have listings, again, help agents who don't have listings. And whether you want to talk to more buyers or more sellers, we're going to help you. We got tools to help you, again, whether you have listings or not. So there are a lot of tools in the system. There's over 200 now. Some of them are automatically created with listings. Others you can go create yourself. Nothing inside of here requires you to be a coder, right? I think the thing that you would have to be required is to spell correctly, spell the names of your cities correctly. It's about it. Most of your listings flow in automatically. We auto-generate a bunch of tools. And if you want landing pages, things like that, where you're going to have to type the name of the city and click add. That's not too difficult to do. To create an ad on Facebook and Instagram, actually it takes about 2 clicks. So that's really easy to do. And since so many things are automatically created, you should be able to get your arms around this pretty easily. But before we get into it, there are going to be people who get lost, who get, overwhelmed by the system, or maybe you just get distracted and you don't have time to kind of get your arms around the whole platform. Taking it off bit by bit is obviously a good, smart way to go. So you're on a live call today. And if you are not on a live call and you're hearing this as a recording, I definitely recommend that you find this webpage called leadgenwebinars.com. And this is where you can sign up for classes just like the one we're on now. Today we're doing Get Started. Scott's doing how to make $250K in real estate with an 8-session masterclass, which is actually a pretty good class. It's 8 classes. It really goes in depth about how to market and how to use our system to market. And I do another class on Facebook ads to get buyers and sellers and top tools to get more listings. And then I think Scott also does another class on lenders, right? So these are these 3: Get Started, Facebook, and top tools to get more listings. I rotate through every 2 weeks. So if you want to get on a live class like we are today, go find leadgenwebinars.com and join it. This is a good place, especially if you want to ask questions, right? This is another good place to be, which is our YouTube channel. If you go to Listings to Leads, go to YouTube and you go to Listings to Leads, you're going to see all of our classes, including the class that I've got right now. This will be on this channel in just probably by tomorrow morning. So you'll see here, top tools to get more listings, right? Let's see we have a lot. The lender class, Facebook ads here, and then Get Started. So, we go through these, we rotate through these all the time. But it's good to get on the classes, I would say once a month, even if you go here and scan it. And I can tell you this, a bit of a pro tip. As I do these classes, I always open up with this kind of part, which is like, here's everywhere where you can go learn about our system. But then I'm going to jump into the new tools. So if you want to stay on top of what's new, I would recommend you go scan the first few minutes of our classes. Now, Scott's been doing something as well, which I think can be helpful. And that is, there are just sections here that are about pending and sold marketing, right? And then, just listed open house marketing, just specific things that you might be thinking of. So you can go here to our channel. There is a little search magnifying glass thing. So if you want to look on a topic, you can do that too. But I think this is one of the most valuable things for learning is our YouTube channel. We really put a lot of attention to this in this year, and we innovate a lot. And so you'll want to know how to do that. You'll want to know how to get, how to use our system, right? Let's see, Robin in the ad bed just listed open houses, overlays. Okay. So yeah, Robin's asking a question about, I can't customize the color in the ad banner. So let's go look. We'll get into that in just a second. So this is listings to leads. You can if you don't have an account, you can sign up for a free trial right here. Everything that's in the trial is in the whole system. I'm going to show you everything is available on the trial. It's all there. But I'll log into my account. And when you first sign up, you're going to get dropped on this wizard right here for account setup. And, there's kind of your profile. There's connect to social media. And we actually should add appearance here. And that's one of the questions that just popped up. So you definitely want to connect to all of these platforms. And even if you don't use things like Twitter or LinkedIn, the way that we post this stuff, it's got hashtags on it. And hashtags are followed by many people. One of the key ones is real estate, right? House hunting, things like that. So even if you have 3 friends on Twitter, the way that we're posting, a lot more people are going to see what you're doing, right? So there's that. There's also connect your ad account, and you connect it here. I'm going to go do this in the profile because this wizard is, in my mind, not perfect. Our profile is where you really need to know what you're doing here. And it's just a little easier to understand. Auto posting is what we do when we auto post your listings or landing pages to your accounts. So you can choose multiple business pages to post to. You can choose your Twitter and your Instagram and your LinkedIn, and you save it there, right? And then you go over here to listings. And when you come here, this box on the right is going to be empty. Okay. And you need to do one thing. Let me see here. Trying to get this box empty for you. You need to click copy and paste right here. When I click copy and paste, it's going to copy all this information in this box and put it here. It's a weird thing from Facebook. Well, I got to do it. You do it like that. And this is for demo purposes, right? So we're going to go for demo purposes because this will actually auto post things that go in my account, right? Now, if you've got any kind of name, like we're going to auto pull your name in, right? On every post, it's going to have your agent name right here. So no matter what your name is, it's going to have it. But if you're if you got a handle like Rockstar Realtor, right? Then you want to put that there. And every time we post, it's going to go out, right? So if you want, we can do automated posts on home valuation landing pages and that will go to your social media accounts that you connected earlier, down payer assistance, landing pages, and also new construction. And obviously you can change frequency, things like that. Okay. You can also in the profile connect your CRM. Okay. So if you are working with us and you intend to use our tools and you don't have a CRM, you'll probably need a CRM really quickly. Our clients generate a lot of leads and we have APIs for a lot of the lead CRM platforms out there. But if yours is not on this list, you might find it on the Zapier page or on API Nation up here. But a lot of companies have what I would call an email parsing address. So it might be like your name with, 20 numbers past it at followupbus.com, right? Like there's these weird things that you would only be specifically for you. And you put that email right here. You only need it one time and then you save it and then the leads will go there. And that CRM will then take our emails and drop them in and turn on your automation, all that. So that CRM integration, it's under the profile. The profile is down here. Talked about auto posting. One other thing, we also have this here, which is under preferences. We moved it. Let's see. This is where sorry, I was going to show you something, but we moved it. This is where you put your social media if you want to have more people follow you, right? So this is auto posting or anything like this. This is like when you see certain tools and, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, go grab the URLs and put them here. And that's where you do that. Domains is something, if you've got your own domain, so you might have like a lot of agents have whatever their domain is for their website. They could put that right here. And then our tools will use that as a subdomain and we'll put the rest of our link past it. So that's really good. You also get a lead gen signature here. And then I wonder what the heck, sorry, your reviews are. Appearance. Oh, your appearance. So somebody asked right before the call and that they couldn't understand how to change the colors of their tools and their ads. And so these little colors right here you can do this custom, but you can also notice that we have a lot of the large, what do you call that? Agencies out here. And so you could choose an agency like this and it's going to change your color scheme here. Right now, just one thing that's worth noting, this red button here is the status, right? And if you hover over here, it says that's the status. So you can change kind of any color you want, right? This here is the social media share button, right? And what that means is whenever something goes out, and I don't know if you can see these templates here, but you see the blue that's there, that should be choosing a color that's in here, but you can control that. And what happens is the little images down here don't reflect the color here. But if I change this color here, let's just say that it's blue, that would change the images down here. And this is what is being shown like on social media when it goes out. Don't change anything up here in the templates and in the main tools, but that's how you control what we call the social media share banner, right? Which kind of looks like these. So that's some setup that you need to do in your profile. Also, I mentioned CRMs earlier. I would kind of like broad brush it and tell you that half of the realtors in this country don't have a CRM, right? And of the half that do, there's a good portion of you that have not even configured it. And I don't blame you. They are a mess. I've set up CRMs for companies for years and they're really difficult. But we have our own follow-up campaigns, right? Which is one function of a CRM. CRMs do a lot. We're not trying to be a CRM here, I hope, not anytime in the future. But we do want to help our clients convert their leads. And so I've actually got here where you could just turn on with a click of a button, seller lead at follow-up and buyer lead follow-up. If you click in here, which I don't really recommend, you could go here and edit all these. It's when you start and you can click anytime you see a pencil, you can edit it. But I can tell you this, we've got a lot of clients. We have one of our clients is the top trainer for one of the 3 national trainers for KV Corp. And they're a great company, great CRM. And he's telling us, hey, our follow-up is converting faster than theirs, right? We've also had clients come in the Mastermind Group and tell us, hey, your emails, these follow-ups are getting opened 30 to 40% at a rate of 30 to 40%. Not a lot of emails get open like that. We just have I think a certain style, which is short and clear cut. And I think that's why people respond to our stuff, right? We also have them in Spanish too. So if you're in a Spanish speaking market, you can turn those on as well. Another thing to turn on here is it says social, really should say social content, but there's a couple things here that are valuable for you to turn on and to use. Okay. So when you come here, it's going to ask you to connect to your social media accounts and don't get, whenever you see this, because when you're setting up with listings to leads, we're going to ask you to connect to social media, I think about 3, maybe 4 times. And that's because we're doing different sections with different APIs from these companies. So we need you to reconnect. So connecting here, you can connect to all your favorite social media. Then we're going to say, what's your schedule? How often do you want things to go out? And normally the default is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I would leave it on the default. I just have my messages going out on Friday. And then after you save that, it's going to ask you what topics do you want. And here you can see, home design, kind of home living, some quotes, inspirational stuff. I like outdoor living, patio and decks, some maintenancing. So these are all real estate related concepts and some personal concepts. And so we really want to give agents, what's going to happen here is we're going to auto post this to your social media accounts, but it's not a lot of lead capture here. Definitely we get a lot of, what do you call it? People are responding and they're seeing them. And that's because they're colorful. They're about, owning a home, and they're not boring. Like, this is what's going on with interest rates and all the stuff that we have to look at that frankly agents pay for, but people don't want to read, right? This is just a lot more high, more topical, just not too heavy. Not a lot of lead capture either, but it's going to make your social media accounts look good. So you don't have to go manage those on the daily basis, right? Some of our clients have it on every 7 days a week, right? So let's see, we've got some questions here. Don't hesitate with your questions. Let's see here. Okay. Can we see the old rate or who is opening the emails? Yes. Janet, you have a question that says I don't know what that means. So when you see, when we're talking about the emails here, that question wasn't about this. This is going to your social media stuff. When we were talking about follow-ups, that's kind of, these leads here are going to, or these follow-ups are going to your leads. So if you go to your leads tab on the left, and this is where you see your leads, you can click on view details, right? And this is going to have the details of, let's give it a second to do its thing here to open up. It's going to give you the details of that lead, right? Their phone number or their email or their name. But here you can see that they received it, and you'll also know if they opened it, right? So that's where you can do that. We also have this section here on your leads where you can add an activity. And this is where I think a lot of agents, and I think a lot of people in all industries just fall down. They don't want to log their history. But if you feel like you want to log that you made a phone call, you could do that right here. If you feel like you want to log that you've done a mailing or an email, you can just put this so that you're adding it so you've done it, right? People don't, just in general, I've been in other industries and I've set up CRM. This is not, it's something that people want to be doing manually, but it is there for you if you want that. Okay. So that's kind of the automation that we need to set up. Okay. Once you've got that done, you're going to want to focus on either the listings page or the ads page. And we're going to dive into these. And also you're going to want to dive into the landing page section, right? These are the three the landing pages you don't need to work in too much, but you do need to know that they're there. And I'll walk you through that in a few minutes. One thing I forgot to mention as a resource for you when you're learning about our system is that we have a mastermind group on Facebook. It's a private group and you will not find it unless you're in it, right? If you go searching on Facebook, like, how do I find your mastermind group? You can't unless you're invited in it, right? This is a really great group though. Our clients are in here. They're asking questions. They're sharing what's working for them. All kinds of stuff is in here. This is where Scott and I also announce what's coming and what's new. And I would keep an eye on what's going to be new here. We're actually about to launch Google Ads for our clients. So you'll be able to run ads very quickly inside of our system. So the mastermind group is really, really helpful. If you use the support page down here on the bottom left of your account, just ask them in this box. The whole team watches whatever you type in here and just ask them to get you in the mastermind group, right? And send, and everybody will get that. And that will be great for you. So on the new things, there is actually something really new that we launched about a week ago, but we've made some final tweaks to it. And I definitely want to tell you about it right now. On the listings page, you are going to see a create listing presentation. I'm going to download it right now for you. And I see a question. So while I'm waiting for that to bake, let's look. I got a lot of leads from my last listing, but not sure I should call them, email them, or just add them my own viewpoint and expand on the current topic they may have open the follow-up. I don't want to screw up. That's a good question. So Janet is saying she's got a lot of leads and how to follow up with the leads, right? I think one thing that you want to do, bare minimum, is have some sort of follow-up email going up, right? And if you see that they're opening up a certain tool from whatever platform, it doesn't mean that you're using our follow-ups, just in general, then you could reach out to them and kind of open that up. I think one thing that I want to make really clear with lead capture is I don't recommend calling them immediately. And I know this is going to sound surprising because I don't know how long the concept of speed the lead has been in the real estate industry, but it's been quite a long time. So depending on your training, you might have heard like, hey, speed the lead. You get that lead, you better call in 5 minutes or 5 seconds, or it's just not worth it anymore. And that might not actually be true. It's something that we can train on, right? I used to be a sales manager and I trained on, I've had salespeople. They will always tell you that, but you got to kind of think a little bit more clearly about what is going on here. And let me just talk about 2022, the real world. If you get a phone call, now I know it's different, but it's different for everybody. But if you get a phone call from a number that you don't know, you're very likely not going to answer that call, right? Because you're getting robocalls. Somebody's asking you to extend your auto warranty, scams, people taking your social security number, all kinds of crazy stuff is happening on the phone. So I'm in sales. I talk to people all over the country that call my phone all the time, but if my phone, and I'm sure many of yours, it'll tell you this is very likely a spam call, right? Well, I'm not answering that. 50% of those calls are actually clients or people wanting more information about our company. But there is a certain percentage, there are days where I just feel sort of like I'm going to be, just going to take this random call. And sure enough, it's a sales call trying to sell me something, right? So, that is the world we live in, right? We live in a world of spam. We're even getting spam text messages now, and we're getting all kinds of calls. So if you're calling somebody and they don't know who you are, even if they responded to your ad, they're going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about, right? Because they're not really ready to talk to you. So to get to the point, here's how you make people comfortable. Get them on a follow-up thing so that they're starting to recognize your name. And then augment that with texting. And texting twice a week is my recommendation, right? It's like, hey, you could do a little bit more, but at least once or twice a week to say, hey, I'm busy. I'm helping a client right now. I'm out showing a home, but I want to make sure you're taken care of. I saw that you needed that. And then ask them a question. Just get that conversation until they're finally ready to start texting you, right? Because it's kind of like, you got to build up that comfort level if they don't know who you are, right? And then you can then start to add them and say, hey, would you like to be notified of more listing through this or that? And just sort of get those sort of common questions out there. That's what I would be doing with all your leads. And I got to say this, the market is changing a lot, right? Interest rates are going up. Everybody's freaking out. Homeowners don't want to sell and home buyers don't want to buy. We know that's all going on. But we also know that homes are still selling right now, that deals are closing right now. And having been talking a couple of months ago, I could tell you that finding a home was really competitive, right? It was really hard to find a home. So you have to kind of remember that if people are responding to your ads, they have an interest, right? Now there's certainly a concept of an internet lead taking longer than maybe a print lead or something like that. So you have to take that into account too. I know everybody would feel like, oh, I would love to capture this lead and close a deal in 48 hours, but that's just not the reality. A lot of people, as I'm sure you're aware, will research the market for months, at least weeks, but often months before they're ready to do anything. So you have to be Since I know, that's true, you have to be willing to put in some work to convert these things, right? And that means it's going to be longer than one phone call. So let's see here. There's another question from Camille. Could we have different Facebook accounts for different social media postings and for Facebook ads? Facebook restricted my main Facebook for the creation of ads. I think you can, Camille. I think you can actually choose what accounts you're showing. When you connect to Facebook, it's going to say, is this you, Camille? And you say, yes. I say, great. What business pages do you want to reflect? And then you can choose those. And that question is asked whether you're doing auto posting or whether you're running ads. So I think you should both do that. So I hope everybody understands that little story about lead conversion, right? If you're using our tools, there's a lot of tools that get leads with phone numbers and others that don't, but I'll kind of explain that as we go through. So while I was yammering on there, I was mentioning that listing presentation, right? So if I click down here, it's ready. And I will tell you, this listing presentation is really, really competitive. If you're a realtor in any company, in any real estate company, meaning like the biggest, agencies, the biggest brands out there, or if you're in an independent shop, small boutique broker, it doesn't matter. You are going to find it very hard to compete against everything that Listings to Leads does. And this is not talking about Listings to Leads. This is talking about what you are providing to a homeowner to help them sell their home. I don't know how many, it's 27 pages long now. If you get yourself in a conversation with a homeowner, I would leave this behind. Now, I know you can also upload it to your iPad or whatever and kind of do it the fancy way, but whatever you want to do with everything that we do, and you should all go download this yourself. It's called the listing presentation here, so that you know what we're doing, right? There are people here who are confused, right? Or are not quite understanding everything we got. It's on that listing presentation, right? And then it will be on you to well, how do I use that, right? I would like to do marketing, things like that. This could be a really great resource. You are branded on every page. You're branding from your profile. The appearance is going to flow through that. It's really good. I did jump on one thing. So when we wrote our socials, I skipped one thing, and that happens because people ask questions. I get confused. On this page, back to social, if any of you use Instagram, that's great. You might notice that it's very difficult to capture leads from Instagram. And that's just the way it is, right? But over here in links and bios, under settings, link in bio, there is this thing that you can put on your Instagram profile. So let me just show you. And whatever you put here, you can save it. And then you can click. Now it says copy link. Oh, wait for that. It says copy link. So that's where you copy and you put it on your Instagram thing. But let's look at it here. This is optimized for a phone because Instagram is a phone-based platform, right? But it's got my articles, which were coming from the social content that I turned on. It's got all my listings in my account. And if I click on any of these buttons, it's going to open up a mobile optimized single property website. It's going to have my favorite PDF guides. I haven't even shown you the PDF guides, but I'm going to show them to you in a bit. It's got your whole valuation page, all your top 3 landing pages, right? This is going to turn Instagram into, the ability to capture leads for you. So if you are on Instagram and you're putting things there, you probably know it's really difficult to get them off of that platform into your sphere, into your tools. You can use this. And then whenever you start, posting, write this, see link in bio for more information, right? So you can I would definitely use that. And text is the best method for initial. Yes. So back to that question, turn on follow-ups, whatever follow-up system you've got, your own CRM or ours, and text these people. That is what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to listings. Now, first of all, when you do the wizard for setup, it's going to ask you your MLS email. So if you have active listings, we should sweep your listings in automatically and they'll sit on this page, right? Now, if you don't have your own listings, you can go up here to add listings. And if you have a colleague or somebody in your office who will let you market their listing, deselect this button that says it's your listing and click, put the zip code and the MLS ID and pull it in. Okay. And then it's going to end up right here. The only reason it's going to say this is not my listing is we will make a YouTube video for you, because that will say that it's your listing, and that will be kind of a problem. But all the tools, whether you're borrowing a listing or it's your own, they're going to look that all these tools get created. Okay. And so this is listing marketing. And I want to point out that you should market your listings and do this if you want your business to grow, right? There are a lot of clients who, there are people who call me, every day of the week, and they will say, well, what can I just turn on automatically? What's automated? I don't want to do anything. I don't want to really learn your system, but I hear you're great, and just turn that on. I just want to turn that on. Forget about it. The social media auto posting is an automatic thing. You could turn it on and set and forget it. You could turn on social content on the left and turn on the follow-ups, and that's good. But if you want your business to grow, then you want to market your listings when they are just listed. If you do open houses, market them again when they're open houses. And if they're sold, do market it again with this list of tools I'm showing you right here. Obviously, if your MLS allows coming soon, market it again. Right. And we rate these things in terms of the volume of leads that you get, the top being the best, right? So to create an ad on Facebook, it's this difficult. You click that green button. Now, I don't know if you created an ad on Facebook before, but it's about 4 pages and about a dozen boxes and check little spots you got to click to have a successful ad on Facebook. But in listings to leads, it's get to my property and click one green button, because we have their software embedded in this thing. And we have checked everything that you needed to check so that your ads are successful. Just as worth knowing, this $35 ad is going to run for 7 days. That's the default. When you run a $35 ad, it's charging your card on your business page on Facebook. Okay. We're not taking a percentage of that money at all. So I know there are a lot of companies that use, Chime and Ylopo or Ylopo, whatever. And they are literally charging 30% of the money you're spending and putting in their pocket before any money gets over to Facebook. And, God bless you if you're using some of these other platforms that are charging you $500 a month and giving you 25 leads a month. That's insane, but that's what people love to pay. And that's good for you. Here, if you're spending $300 or $400 a month in our platform to get leads, you're going to wind up with 100 or 200 leads a month. And that's, I think, a better model for any realtor. So Facebook, definitely we're fans of. We're about to push Google ads. We're just dotting some I's. Now, I've got a little red, something went wrong here, and that's because I don't have a Google ad account. So we're just going to kind of figure that out, but this will be launched in a couple of days. But I mentioned social media auto posting. This is what the posts look like, right? You remember when I said we got to copy that text, and you notice it says down here, Rockstar Realtor. Let's see here, hold on. Because that's what I typed there right at the bottom. And then you can edit. This isn't even really important to do, but it will tell you when it auto posts. We'll send you an email and it'll be noted right here. And if you click on that icon, you'll see what the post looks like, right? And so here, let's just see. It says, open house, demo purposes only. You know about that. That's for me. If you click on this, there's a landing page behind it. Okay. And the reason that landing page is there is to capture a lead. If somebody clicks on continue with Facebook, we're going to grab their name and email and deliver it to you in an email. Okay. So you're going to know they're looking at this particular property. And what's nice about that is that's happening automatically and the leads are free. Okay. So it's not a paid ad. It's just a post. And that should be automatic. You should all be using that. Right. Now there's another tool here, which is for the seller's social media, and it's for your homeowner. Okay. And let's go look. Let's go see if I have it over on my page. I think I might have deleted it. I have a bunch of music stuff coming up here, so we'll have to see. But we email this tool to you automatically. Okay. So what you got to do is you got to read the instructions, open the email. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Open the email and send this tool to your client, right? So here, it says, hey, our home is for sale. And Miriam Kelly at Florida Home Group Team created this and many other tools. So why would we do that? Check it out, leave a comment. Well, if somebody clicks on it, we're driving them to a tool that's going to capture a lead for them, right? It's going to send it back to that agent. And the important thing, or what makes this, more valuable, is people who are clicking and responding to this are not random internet leads. They're actually the friends and family and colleagues of your clients, of your current clients, right? So that's a better kind of lead pool, right? Now, let's go back and see if I can find that again. My house. Okay, that's for sale. There's an even better one. Let me show you this. So that's a home that's for sale, right? Or in that case, it was open house. Let me show you what it looks like when a home is sold. Okay. And the point is, remember I said you want to market your home just listed and open house and sold. This is what it says. It's called the seller social media tool. And it says, our home is sold and we want to recommend you at your office for doing an excellent job. Here's your phone number and email in front of all my friends and family and colleagues to see. Now, if they click on this, and this is why you want to market a home when it's sold, the call to action is not designed to get buyers. It's designed to offer a free home value. And who wants that? Homeowners, right? So that's why you want to make sure and market your homes when they're sold. It's crazy. I talk to realtors. They're like, oh, I don't have anything I can't use your system. I just sold 3 properties. I'm like, oh my God, do you want more listings? Because market those 3 properties and you're going to wind up with more listings. There's an e-flyer that is similar to that tool. It's for your seller, similar to the social media tool, all lead capture for you. This tool here is the nearby homeowner letter. Okay. This is an important tool. It's the number one tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. Okay. Now we've got a lot of tools in our system that can help you get listing leads. All right. So I definitely want you to use those. But this letter doesn't generate like 100 leads or anything like that. It generates a handful or it generates a dozen. But these convert the fastest into a listing contract. So our clients definitely like this tool. And I'm going to just show you something in the Mastermind Group. Well, actually, I want to show you a couple of things. Cool. I'm kind of running all along here. Go here to this class, the top tools to get more listings. And I will be telling you the reasons and all the people that are using this to make that letter work for you. Okay. So definitely use that. There's an e-flyer for your database. So if you're somebody who has a CRM with hundreds or thousands of leads sitting in it, start using this as frequently as you can. You can copy it and paste it here, right? Copy and take it over and paste it. But, you click on this picture, you click on this link, you're going to wind up on a landing page and become a lead. It's also always going to say when your home is sold, that's going to affect your home value. So you're going to get great home values there, right? If you're thinking about video, we've got short video scripts, right? And honestly, I know this is nobody wants to hear this, but 95% of realtors don't want to hear is you should be thinking about video. Okay. And what you see written here is basically the script. So most of us have smartphones. If you're running around with an old fashioned clam phone, this may not work for you. But if you've got like some fancy iPhone or a Google phone or whatever, you can run a video, right? And then you can use that video and put it on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. And that's where a lot of people are, right? You could put it on the stories on Facebook too. So we've written the script for every one of your properties at whatever status it's at. Now we do create single property websites, virtual tours. We have a whole open house marketing toolkit. If you need a flyer, right, you got all those too. We do have postcards and door hangers too that are very effective. When we talk about, print, well, print's been around in real estate for longer than the internet has been around in real estate, right? So a lot of agents know, like, I got to do some print, right? That's just part of the business. But what they don't know is, what is my ROI on, right? And that's because there is no ROI for general real estate marketing in print. What their call to action is here's my phone number and my email. Let me know whenever you need help, right? But people don't want to be calling realtors. I'm sorry to tell you that. I hope that's not going to ruin your Monday. What they want to do is get more information. That's why they're even glancing at your postcard. So on the front of every postcard and every door hanger is, hey, go check out this home. And on the back is, hey, that's going to affect your home value. Go here. So when somebody does that, they're going to wind up on a landing page that we automatically created for you. And that, of course, is designed to give information and capture contact information. The short message is, if you can understand what I'm saying, if you are going to do anything in print, look inside of Listings to Leads and make sure you're using our designs, because we've got call to actions built into everything. We've even got sign writers, right? So for some of you who put sign writers, you're going to see that you can also add text IVR, which means text that number to that number. I actually really recommend it. It's actually $10 to add to your account. You get 10 codes. Those codes live with you. Dirt cheap signs up here will print these for you, but you can print them with any printer you got. We even have QR codes, right? We have QR codes for every property. The text gets the leads with the phone numbers. The QR code does not. It just sends the phone to a mobile optimized website. And then when they land there, you hope that you capture the lead there. But if you're using our text IVR and people punch in that code to that, you're going to know what address, what they're looking at, and what their phone number is. And that to me is a really good phone numbers, because then you can text and real time. Like as soon as they hit that, if they're looking at a sign, you're going to know where they are. And you can say, hey, you know what? Would you like to schedule an open at a private theater, whatever it is, right? We've got blog posts for the bloggers, lots of styles, and all of them have lead capture built in. Craigslist for the people using that, and then YouTube listing videos, stuff like that. So that's a listing side. When we go to the ad side, the first thing it's going to tell you is connect to Facebook, right? And what business page. And you're also going to have this like create a Google ad, right? And nice. Wow. Let me just see what happens. I want to click on this. This is brand new. Create landing page ad. Okay. So you need to subscribe for over 30 a month. Now, we are going to be charging 30 a month to use this platform in Google, but you're going to be able to create a landing page ad for homeowners, right? And let me just explain what that is all about. Right now on Google, one of the top trending searches is sell my home. How do I sell my home? Right. That's on Google right now. So even if you're not using us, you might want to figure out how to get in front of there, because Google is the #1 website in the country. People go here all day long asking questions. And one of the top trending searches right now is sell my home. Okay. So what we're going to have here when we do a Google ad or landing page is you're going to be able to create an ad with a landing page and a corresponding PDF for homeowners to answer those basic questions. These will be kind of expensive leads compared to Facebook leads, but many, many people will tell you these are higher quality leads. I actually just spoke to an office last week who's really confident in running ads on both Facebook and Google. And they said, we convert 1 out of 70 leads on Facebook. but we convert 1 out of 40 leads on Google. So we'll be really excited to use this because we're going to make it super easy. Just like it's one click to create a Facebook ad, it's going to be really fast to create Google. So let's look at what we can do with Facebook. We can do listing ads, landing page ads, and PDF guide ads. Let's start with the listing ad. Now, you may recognize that we could do this on the marketing page. I showed you how to do that, but here I could do a sold ad, leave it lead ads, always do your stuff on lead ads. Okay. If you can remember anything, do that. There's only very few reasons why you need to do a traffic ad. If you're using our platform and you want leads with name, email, and phone number, leave it on lead ads. Click create an ad. And at this point, you can publish. Now, I will tell you right now, getting buyer leads has gotten tricky. Okay. Like before, it's so funny how dramatically the market has changed. The interest rates have definitely got all the buyers sitting on the sideline. You know that, right? So if you're going to market a home that's for sale, you're probably going to need to go in here and tell us something extra special about the home, right? To get people to click, right? New kitchen, whatever. I don't know what it is. You're going to know. When it's sold, a while ago, we could put things like, sold for $20K above asking, right? 8 offers, right? In contract in 4 days. Like this stuff was happening just a few months ago. Today, you put a market on the home and you're freaked out because nobody is coming to see your home, right? So running ads on Facebook is a great way to do it, but you need to customize it and let people know why they need to come check it out. You need to just click publish. That's it. Okay. Real simple. When you're trying to get seller leads, you may not be able to say these kinds of things, but get people excited, why they need to respond to you on this, right? Even if you've sold 30 homes this year or whatever your numbers are, get people to slow down and look at that. Okay. So you can run listing ads for buyer leads or seller leads. Even if you borrowed listings, you can run PDF guide ads. And these are really, really useful. They're going to have your colors that you chose earlier. This is awesome. You can run them for buyers, or you can run them for sellers, right? And that's terrific for you, right? So you decide what kind of people do I want to talk to, right? Buy dangers of overpricing. That's probably a relevant topic right now. If your budget allows, I really recommend that you are running an ad with a PDF guide at least once a week, right? At least a couple times a week, a month. I will tell you this, these leads tend to cost a little bit more than a listing lead. Like when you market a listing, those leads cost cheaper. Facebook decides the price. When you're running ads like this, Facebook charges you a little bit more. Okay. But all you got to do is put in the location and click publish. And if they want to download this, they're going to have to give you their name, email, and phone number, which is automatically pre-populated from their Facebook profile. So a lot of our clients get a lot of leads with phone numbers by running ads with our system here. Now, again, there's more detail on how to use Facebook, right here, buyer and seller leads with phone numbers. I cover it in depth on this call. And I do think you should learn that in depth, right? As I mentioned earlier when we started, the top tools to get more listings. If you want listings in your business, you need to watch that. Right here, Facebook ads is the next call. I definitely think you should understand Facebook. It is still the number one place for lead capture, low cost for our clients. And then get started, which is today's call, right? If you feel like I'm talking too fast, maybe you can watch that one. So we can run PDF guidance. And as I mentioned, I would recommend that you do that at least a couple times a month. And then there's landing page ads. The landing page ads, let me just show you the one that most agents know. And we are running out of time, so I'm not going to go too deep in this one. But I am going to tell you that a generic ad like this on what is your home worth can very often be one of the least effective ads you can run today on Facebook. And there are two reasons why. One is agents have been doing it forever. But the real reason that these are ineffective is you cannot target. Facebook has had recent changes from HUD, so you cannot target the people, right? Like if I wanted to target an area, let me show you. I'm going to do it different. First of all, generic does not work in any market when it's about getting my own home value, because nothing is generic. We have unique homes in unique areas. Let's tighten it up. Let's do a home value. We call them property valuation plus. I'm going to show you why this can be ineffective. And then I'm going to go teach you or show you where you can make it be effective. So lead ads, because we want name, email, and phone number. And I'm doing Pleasant Hill. So there's a little picture of that I add. So when you create a landing page for Pleasant Hill, you want to customize it with some landmark. This is the mall in Pleasant Hill. It's new, all the little casual restaurants, little theater. So what happens when I type in Pleasant Hill over here? Well, because Facebook keeps getting themselves in trouble, I cannot target the people who own a home in Pleasant Hill. I used to 4 years ago. Now I can only get people who live within 15 miles of Pleasant, including Pleasant Hill. So let me just show you what that means, right? You may not know Pleasant Hill. This can work for some people. This kind of ad can work for some people, but I live in a little more dense area, right? I don't know if you can see it, but this little white patch in the middle of this map is Pleasant Hill. And a 15-mile radius of Pleasant Hill is, let's see, that's a little too wide. It's every city that you see on this map right now, right? So this is not really an effective ad. Now, I'll remind you that if you want to learn how to make that ad effective and useful, I actually cover it in the top tools to get more listings. And actually, I'm going to kind of bring us down a couple here. It says, what does it say? Best way to get listings for Facebook and new strategy to get high quality listings for Facebook. Almost 3 months ago, I go into depth of how to make this kind of ad work. So if you want more listings, the nearby homeowner letter, which is the tool I mentioned earlier, is it's our number one tool. But also, if you go watch that other video on how to make this work, this can be really, really awesome and effective for you. So let's talk about landing pages. And then I also want to invite everybody, if you've got questions, please throw them in, because this is the last page I'm going to show you. And then you can, but I'll answer any questions. So when you start up with us, you get 3 landing pages: a free home value, down payment assistance, and new construction. You can run ads on them through the Facebook page, like I just showed you, but you also can create unlimited landing pages. So, and you should at least have landing pages for every farm market where you want listings. Okay. So I'm going to show you a couple I've got here. This is for the Brookhaven golf course community, right? So there are people that actually want to dominate and own an area, right? Usually it's a neighborhood. This one that was built, I built this for a client who was trying to, there's this Brookhaven Country Club and everybody wants to own in there. It's awesome, right? So you need to create tools that are for that particular area, right? So you do that in the landing page section. Create a landing page. Property Valuation Plus is the home value page, which you can also create custom buyer and seller landing pages, right? So you've got custom ideas you want to do, you can do that. Just choose the one you want, type in the name of the town, and there you go, right? Now I've got a few, so I'm just going to give you some examples of what I got going on here. You definitely want to make sure that there is some landmark on this page that lets people know that you know their area. Okay. And this is really important because unless you're meeting somebody and you're shaking hands and getting eyeball to eyeball, you're going to be doing this via mail or via the internet. And this kind of tool is going to ask people your address. And well, let me just show you. This is what a home valuation page works like. It's like drop in your address. A lot of people who are interested will put in their address. No problem, right? Get my home value. I want to see what my home is worth. Okay, let's do it. But the next page is going to show them a map. Okay. They say, hey, that's your home right there. And your value is ready, but we need your email address. A lot of people will leave this page before they get that number. They don't want to give you their email address. Or maybe you get Mickey Mouse at Disney.com, right? So that's really the important part here is they don't know you, right? And this photograph goes a long way in establishing some trust. This is for Release Valley. Okay. Release Valley is a little neighborhood in my town, and it's got one street that enters that area, and they're all beautiful homes back there. So you definitely want to be dominating that area. And at the entrance of that street is the Lafayette Swim Club. So that's why I've got a picture of the swim club, because you know that if I know that, I know your area. And you want to be thinking about that. First of all, you want a landing page for every farm market that you've got. Okay. If you're gonna be in real estate for more than 2 years, you're gonna want to really focus on your geographic farming, right? And that means you're gonna need a landing page for each one of those areas. And when you do that, you want to make sure you've got something that tells people, I know your area. And I'm going to show you something. I mention this all the time. So I set up the offices around the country, right, for listings to leads. And I do trainings like this when we'll get an office lined up, right? And I tell, and I say, yeah, you go create this landing page and you go do this deal, right? Well, when I set up Coldwell Banker in Summit, New Jersey, they called me like 30 days after we rolled out. They're like, oh my God, we're getting so many leads and this is awesome. Right. And they said, but the wild thing is the number one ad to get us listing leads is the one with the Summit Diner in the background. Right. And that totally makes sense to me because this is an old converted railroad car kind of deal. Everybody goes in there and they get their greasy potatoes and the bacon on the weekends kind of stuff. And if you know Summit Diner, you know Summit, New Jersey, right? And that's what you want to convey when you're creating a landing page for your farm market, that you know their area. This little generic deal here that Scott and I bought 10 years ago, I don't know, does that look like your neighborhood? It might, but if it doesn't, take a moment, click edit, and change that background picture. It's the first thing we drop you on. Okay. And it's not just upload an image. Okay. So that's my story, guys. Let's hear your questions. If you got any, happy to answer. Do we pay for a list that allow you to mail out? That's a good question. So Lisa, if we want to mail out postcards, do we pay for a list? We've actually added a new partner called Express Copy. And let's just go to this property that has an open house. And so if we want to mail the letters or the postcards, do we pay for a list? Now, a lot of our clients, when you go watch the videos of the top ways to get listing leads, I remember I'm going to tell you, like, we've got the nearby homeowner look is the top tool. And I talk about a lot of agents who have been using that and they've been doing it by hand, right? They've been downloading it, buying a list like Lisa mentioned, and they stuff their own envelopes. Even some of our clients handwrite the envelopes because they want people to open this. Well, now we've just got a partnership with a company called Express Copy. And with that, you will need to have an account. Then you connect the account. You'll be able to tell them, I want 100 or I want 200 pieces to go out only to homeowners in this town or in this zip code. And I want them to have like 5 years equity or something like that. That's a really effective list to have. Our clients have been doing that kind of list, but they're buying it from other companies like Remine and HomeSnap or wherever they can get it. But now you can do it right here without even touching this stuff. Okay. I would really recommend testing that out. We just launched that about a month ago. Really, I mean, what a time saver. I'm going to go show you, the top guy, Chris Winstead, who is a really great example of this. And there are a lot. Chris Winstead, Alicia Plus. This guy right here comes in the Mastermind Group a couple summers ago and says, I got 5 listings in 3 months in my neighborhood that I just moved into. He moved from out of state to San Antonio, Texas. His wife is from San Antonio. All of her family is there. They got kids now. So they want to, be by their family. So he moves. He's a realtor, has no name recognition, joins his outfit, borrows listings, and starts mailing out that letter, right? Every 2 weeks. You should read the comments because you're going to learn what he's saying. He mails it out every 2 weeks to a list of people that own their homes for more than 5 years. Now, as of February of this year, he not only became the top listing agent in his office, he started his own office. And the first thing he did is, I'm going to teach you how to customize listings to leads to get more listings. And this is how he recruits to grow his business, right? So yeah, you can do it the hard way like Chris did by hand. We've got that new express copy. I would definitely, use that if you can. Is it effective to run the home value worth ads when a lot of sellers go to? Yes. Well, Camille, so let me read this question. Is it effective to run the home worth ads when a lot of sellers go to Zillow or other online sites to find the home values? Great question. And the answer is yes. Okay. Here's a different thing. I mean, there's a real concept. Here's the long answer, Camille. People come to Facebook right now about 40 minutes a day. Okay. They just scroll through and they come in like 3, 4, 5 times a day. I always follow music and creative stuff, but people are coming in here looking at pictures of what their friends are doing, what their family's doing, of their new kids, pictures of what they ate, right? Yeah, here it is. This is what they ate, right? This is what people put on Facebook. So when people are coming, they're just kind of keeping up with what their friends are talking about, right? And that's cool, right? Well, your ad shows up right here, right? It shows up right here. And so you're right that when they go to Zillow, they have something on their mind, right? They want to know that value, they will figure it out there. But often people want to know, and you're just offering it up, that service right here. And so it does work. That is the short answer, Camila. It does work. We're giving you tools to put on platforms where people are just hanging out, right? They're there all the time. Here's a buddy of mine with this cool art car and that cool dog. Like, of course, I'm going to be on Facebook and seeing what's going on with my friends. If you tell me, hey, there's an open house this week and I'm looking for a house, I'm going to just slow down and look at it. That's a cute dog. Yeah. Anyway. So the short answer is, yeah, it definitely works. Okay. A little effort, but the long answer is you need to go look at that best way to get listings from Facebook and the new strategy, which I did 3 months ago, because this is how Facebook is going to work for you. Otherwise, that kind of ad, Camille, does not work. And it's not because Zillow's out there. It's because Facebook doesn't allow you to target the way they used to. So that's my story for today, guys. Keep an eye on us. Get the listing presentation. We talked about so many things today. I can tell you this, go to your listings page. And let me do this again. I would do this right away, like right when you're done. Go to your listings page and click on create listing presentation and get that listing presentation for just you, right? Like, where did that go? It's somewhere. Well, mine is somewhere, because it's going to show you everything that you've got that is going to be in the system. And I think that's just going to help a lot of us. Let's see here. Where is it? Well, here's one here. Everything that we have is on the listing presentation. Honestly, you should print it and put it on your desk and just refer to it a couple of times. Of course, take it with you when you're going to, do a listing presentation and leave it behind. But can we edit this in Canva? I don't think you can edit it, Robin, but you can ask support. I don't think you can edit it because this is a PDF. You can delete pages, I think, from a PDF, but I don't think you can edit it. You might want to add things to it, right? But again, this is everything that we're giving to you that you have when you have an account with us. You definitely want to make sure that you're conveying that to other people. Okay. It's really, really difficult to compete against everything that Listings Leads does. If you can figure out how to leverage that in a conversation, that is going to be super valuable to you. Okay, everybody, that is my story for today. Have a great week and get in our mastermind group, get on our YouTube channel. This call is being recorded and it will be on the YouTube channel probably by tomorrow morning. Take care, everybody.